One of my initial concerns when the Jets were circling around Aaron Rodgers, as you know, I came to love the idea of Aaron Rodgers coming to the Jets after initially being skeptical.
You weren't on board right away.
And part of the reason why is because I didn't know if he and the New York fan base would mesh. And then, engage, like if he ever had to engage the New York fan base to tell him to relax, for instance, how that would work, how that would land in the flight plan in New York. Because we New Yorkers, we're easy to rile up. Relaxing, we don't do that. We don't do that on the way to work. We don't do that if you're walking down the street and cutting us off. It doesn't work if, you're people lay on the horn in New York. There's no relaxing. If you ever talk to somebody who just landed at JFK or LaGuardia or whatever, how many times do you hear a siren or a horn in the background? All the time.
All the time.
Okay? Like, we don't relax. We don't relax. We're not the relaxing type in New York City. So the question is if he's ever in that position, how would it land? Didn't think that position would come because he blew his Achilles out 4 snaps and 75 seconds into his tenure. Zach Wilson would be reinstalled as the starter. He would, as we all feared, look completely unready for the moment, and everything that we were so excited about would be circling down the drain, and we'd feel like the football gods were kicking us in the nards. And we also didn't think that when he was telling us to relax, essentially, he would be saying the same thing directly or indirectly to Joe Namath, who went on New York radio, and our friend Michael Kay, who just joined us on his broadcast, to say that Zach Wilson, he was seen enough of him. And to be honest, he gave voice to the entire fan base. And the entire fan base reveres him because we've been waiting for the next version of him. So Rodgers went on Pat McAfee's show today, and I'm hanging on his every word because I believe he is the guy who can kind of tell Garrett to hang in there and everyone else to hang in there. He's the one who was manifesting for Mekhi Becton, who gave up the final, I think, nail in the coffin sack. Was it Matthew Judon who ran over him?
Yeah.
He runs over a lot of people, to be fair. So, play that first soundbite, the one that we played for Michael Kay. If you don't mind, Mr. Hoskins, roll it.
This is what teams have to go through. There's adversity points in every season. This year it's happening early, and people are coming for us. And there's some heated conversations on the sideline and different things. I think we need to hold our poise a little bit better. It sucks not being there. It's tough. It's really hard. I miss the guys. Missed the leadership opportunity, missed balling, competing. Feel like, if I was there, some of those, things wouldn't be happening. Not sure we'd be 3-0. I don't know that. I'd like to think there's a possibility of that. But it's more the side stuff that I don't like, and that I want to see us stick together through the tough times. I said it to him, in preseason. Our toughest task has been handling success. And that's whether we're having success or not having success. It doesn't mean you're winning all the time and you got to handle it the right way. It's when we're not having success, how do we respond? How do we respond in adversity? And that goes for our fan base and former players as well. You're not helping the cause. You're not helping the cause.
Well, former players, I don't think he's referring to Jericho Cotchery. So him essentially telling Namath that he's not helping, and the fan base, of which I, as you know, is a part, not helping. I just want to say again, all I want is help for Zach in the worst way, because we are drowning watching him flail in the water. Drowning. Again. So, I don't think that's going to land very well in the New York fan base. And because while Aaron was growing up in Chico, California, down the road, UC Davis is where Ken O'Brien played his college ball, and we went and got him instead of Dan Marino, and I could go down the list of things that we as Jet fans have been enduring while he was growing up and becoming the stud and future Hall of Famer that he is. And all he's got to do is look at the guy he used to share a quarterback room with and what he did when he finally left so Aaron could get his shot. It's just another moment where hope is dashed and has been dashed. So I will basically say it's tough to hear that. And then play another soundbite where I can only hope what he's selling actually is worth buying.
We saw this weekend, anybody can beat anybody. And I've already seen, we're almost double-digit underdogs at home against Kansas City, and they're coming off a beat down in Chicago and blah, blah, blah. But, it's a home game. It's Sunday Night Football. It's an opportunity for us to go out there and show what we're all about. I'd like to see everybody stick together, our fan base, our former players, and our current players, because too much negativity and the world is crashing down after 3 weeks. It's a long season, a lot of time, a lot of things that can happen. Let's just take a couple breaths. Okay, I'm not going to say we need to relax, but let's take a couple breaths. All right, and then let's, it's going to be some fun things on Sunday.
I hope so, Aaron. Man, do I hope so, because he's not wrong. Because it's not just after 3 weeks. It's after 54 years. And I understand he could sit here and go, the now's the now and that's then. But unfortunately, that just isn't the case in Jet fandom. It just isn't. It's just not the reality of it. And I can only see how, again, some fans will be taking this, and we're only, I think, one more step or two away from fans saying, why are you sitting out in California and not rehabbing here? You can be here. There are planes. There's great rehab facilities in New Jersey and New York. And the only answer I would say to that is it's his Achilles. His doctor that did the surgery is as good as they come. Again, Joe Burrow is the one who went up to Neil Elitrosh after the game last night because Neil did his knee, the same guy who did Rodgers' Achilles and just did Ohtani's arm. And I should also say Susie Schuster's knee.
Hey.
The most important knee of all. Please. So that's why he's out here. But we're only a couple steps away from that, of fans basically saying, hey, Aaron, you're zooming in on Pat's show. We need you here. Like, get on a rascal and be on the sideline or be in the building. And his answer could be, I'm rehabbing. You want me back next year? You want me maybe speed bridging my way back in January? This is what I got to do. And that's where family squabbles hit. And this is where things can get ugly. And you know who can actually help avoid that? Zach Wilson. Because if Zach does what Rodgers is saying on Sunday night against the Chiefs, and the guy who Tony Romo once said Zach has the ceiling of Mahomes, how long ago was that?
Feels like forever.
Right?
Yeah, feels like
and Kelsey and maybe Taylor Swift in the building and the whole hoo-ha of everybody talking about it. And then the defense shows up and then chases down Mahomes to the point where, okay, who does he have other than Kelsey to throw to? And then you actually start running the ball down Steve Spagnuolo's throat, and you win a football game that nobody expects, just like the Cardinals did to the Cowboys. And then all of a sudden, Zach, pressure off, go and grab your Gilligan hats and go show Sean Payton what he said about the offensive coordinator was wrong to begin with, and let's go with Jalen Hurts coming in your house in a 2-game win streak. See, I manifested. Let's see if it happens. Because if it doesn't, there's no amount of light, darkness, ayahuasca, or anything that's going to get anybody in New York to calm down. Facts. So I'm still here buying. Trust me, I want to buy in the worst way. Good Lord, do I want to buy? I just don't want to be buying my third drink of wine in front of my children Sunday night, walking out of the room, cursing into a pillow because I'm trying to be a good dad. Because they're all going to be watching to see if Taylor Swift is there.
I would say don't watch the game if you don't want to.
First of all, I'm a professional. I will watch it because I know we will talk about it.
The building's going to be empty at halftime.
I don't know. Maybe Aaron's manifesting properly. Because they do have the horses to basically say to the Chiefs, who are you going to throw to if we take Kelsey out of the game? Maybe you can go hunt down Mahomes in a way you couldn't get to Mac Jones. Who knows? Any given Sunday. I mean, if I gotta put it all on the any given Sunday, I'll follow Rodgers' lead. What other? I have no other choice.
You do have a choice.
Just stop watching?
Yeah, stop watching.
Okay.
Also, who the hell is Aaron Rodgers to tell Joe Namath to shut up? Rodgers has been a Jet for 2 seconds. Joe Namath is the most famous Jet of all time.
He didn't tell him to shut up. He told him that he's not helping the cause.
He basically did.
I know that, and New York fans are going to
who do you
tell
think
him.
You are, man? Your hippy-dippy stuff doesn't work with New Yorkers.
Well, not in this case. It sure did when he was going to the Tonys and hard knocksing like crazy.
Yeah.
I know.
Honeymoon stage. This is the real depth. This is the real depth of the marriage.
This is it. So hopefully he's carrying the flag for the Jets right now because Jet fans don't want to hear it.
Didn't Billy Joel write a song about this? Their marriage was over in 6 months.
No, it's a little longer than that.
Go in.
Brenda and Eddie.
Oh.
They had it already by the summer of 2023.
Look at you.
It's over.
Well, I'm going to have a bottle of red and a bottle of white handy for Sunday night.
Just tank for Caleb Williams, bro, and then go quarterback somewhere else next year if you want to keep playing.
You can go home now.
Thank you.
You know I'm right, man. I love you. You know I'm right.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.